Good morning, race fans. It is race number 2 of the 1948 Grand Prix. This is Middletown Raceway. Middletown is a technical, very, very technical and difficult track. This is an A-rated track. Turn 8 in this particular track is known as Widowmaker, as it has unfortunately taken the life of many a racer as they come out of a straightaway into a sharp incline turn. Some of them have lost control and have died. There's been a substantial rule change to Big Country Racing Time. This rule change is not in this comic book, but this rule change is in the new paperback and the new hardback book. There's a couple of changes to all the rules of all the games in those two books, and they're the only two books available now at all. Okay, so this rule change I did not do last night. I will debut this morning. So now teams can choose to pace on any phase to avoid a chance at a pit stop or a wreck, but they don't score the automatic 2 points. So, for instance, this is a track where teams may choose literally to pace themselves and be safe and choose when they make their gamble, which is called a push. So the race grade, race results per phase chart now is referred to the push chart. So at any time, a team as a strategy, not drivers, teams choose when they want their drivers to push. And on any phase that they choose to push, they get to make that roll, trying to gain more points. If you choose to pace, you can avoid a wreck, you can avoid a pit stop, but you'll score no points. Okay, so in other words, there are teams that will be able to finish all races and score no points. Well, not all, because there are 2 mandatory rolls. So on pit and pace phase, you must roll these charts, and on the big finish, the finish of the race, you must roll this chart. So teams cannot avoid these charts for the whole race. So poor teams are still going to have 2 periods where they could conceivably wreck, die, or just crash out. Okay, and that's an epic change. What it's going to do is allow teams to have strategies. It's also going to allow teams to finish at a more normal rate, right? The DNFs won't be as high. And of course, fiery dying wrecks will be more dramatic, as they won't happen as much. And that it also lends strategy. For instance, here's a great example. This track is so dangerous. This literally almost every driver in this race is going to be F. F is so dangerous. There might only be 3 cars that finish this race, right? If you're lucky. That's quite literally how dangerous, they're not dangerous, just how difficult this track is. So something like this now allows teams to only do this on 2 turns. But more importantly, for instance, Hill might risk it, right? Because there's a couple of pit stops on here, but Hill has a brilliant pit crew, A. So teams with a good pit crew will still risk F races, right? Because they want to get that +1 over their enemies. And if they get a pit, they're not necessarily going to be knocked out of the race. They can actually benefit from pitting. And of course, there's still that chance that they can wreck or whatever. So we're going to do the second race of the season, Middletown, adding tutorializing these 2 new rules, right? Push and pace. So we're at qualifying. And Hill, this team, BRM, for both drivers, remember, we have 4 replacement drivers, as 1 person was killed in last race and 3 more were injured for multiple races. Well, actually 2 out for their careers, 1 out for multiple races. So we've got 4 new rookies, all F drivers. Teams didn't want to spend money on replacement drivers, so they're all Fs. Okay, so Hill and Peterson for BRM are told to push it for the qualifying. So we're going to push it for both of them. I'm rolling 3. That's the result. That's the pit if it comes up. That's the event if it comes up. So that way it saves me time. I have to pick up and roll the dice 3 times. So Hill is going to get 2 on F. Pit stop for Hill, 6. On A, he's 1. So he's actually going to gain 1. So he's going to come out of qualifying with +3 points. Peterson told to push it. He has no choice. It's a team strategy. 2 for him is a pit stop. 6 also, he's going to come out +3. right? And that's an advantage. So for instance, Hill, with that, the team strategy for a team with a great pit crew is even on an F track, go for it. All right, Rose. Now Bing's pit crew, I think's a B. Let's take Bing's. Bing's is pit crew's an A, so they're going to push it for qualifying as well. They got to try to keep pace with Hill and Peterson. 5. Wow, they're going to do really well. 0. Oh, they don't get a plus, so Rose, but they do get the +2 for choosing to push. And replacement driver Johnson in the number 14 car is going to go 2. He's going to have to pit, and pit is 3. On A is no points for him, so but he gets the +2 for pushing. So they're hanging in there with Hill and Peterson. All right, Jones, the Ebersol team, what kind of pit crew do they have? Because if you have a poor pit crew, you want to avoid a pit until you have no choice. Ebersol team has a B crew. B crew's good, so we're going to go ahead and chance it too. So the Ebersol team, Jones in the 44 car. Oh, he's going to suffer an event. That event is 6. His driver grade. Uh-oh, Jones. We may have one after all. Look at this. Driver grade's D. D is 6. Track violation, 0. But he pushed, so he gets at least his 2. He just won't get a bonus. So he got lucky. He lost control in qualifying. Thought he was going to lose control in a wreck, but luckily he didn't. All right, Bennett is told to push for qualifying. 5, look at that. 5 is 0. He's going to get 2. So this top 6 cars already have a advantage on anyone who chooses to pace. Right? Victor's pit crew gamut is a C. Yeah, he'll risk it. He wants to keep pace. Nope, he's going to end up in an event. 5 for, and this is a replacement driver of F. Oh my God, 5 on F. Blowout, pit stop. Okay, so we got to go to the pit crew, and again, they have a C. So they want to roll a 6. They would actually come out of the pits and ahead of the game. Nope, they're going to get a 0, so +2. All right, Itmar, their pit crew. Itmar is a C. They're going to risk it because, again, now they have to because the other teams have set the pace. And 6, holy cow. They're on F, so they're going to get +1 for Watson. He's at 3. Watson is a replacement driver. Klein, who had a good race last week. Wow, he's going to get 5. No, but he's get +2. All right, this is Kingman Racing. They're a D. They're not going to risk it. Moam with Peters and Stevens. Replacement racers? No. Both these guys are full-time racers. C, they're looking at F. They got a C pit crew. So 4 on F is going to be nothing. So +2. So far, though, everybody's gambling on qualify. And 4 +2. And that's going to keep him. Whoops. He chose not to. So he's plus. So if you choose not to push it, you don't roll the chart, you get 0 points. So Grant's still in the race, but he's at 0. So Grant, if their team maybe just wants to get done with the race, they want to survive the race to get that 1 constructor point. All right, Smith, again, their pit crew for Rector. Rector's pit crew is D. They're not going to risk it. So both of their drive. By the way, this is the gold helmet. So in my Grand Prix Big Country, the leader, the driver championship leader wears a gold helmet. So the gold helmet, Smith and Devon. Rector chooses not to risk it, and they're just going to take the 0 for qualifying. They're going to be low on the middle or low on the grid. All right, and USAR is a F pit crew. They're definitely not going to risk it. And then we have WRT is C. They're going to risk it. WRT 5 is +2. And the second driver, O'Leary, these guys finished last week. Didn't finish. Their cars blew up. 6 +1. Wow, so O'Leary is up with the leaders on qualifying. Now look at that. That is much more interesting as we now have we have competition going, right? And we've had a couple of teams choose to avoid a mishap in qualifying, right? At some point, there will be something. And again, if they all finish, that's fine. We get to the end, it's going to be driver grade that sets guys apart, the tiebreakers. All right, we're at the start of the race. We're going to go ahead and, for the start, Hill and Peterson, BRM on start says, listen, we're +3. We're already ahead of the game. Let's not do anything. So they're going to take a 0. Rose and Johnson, this is Bing's at +2. Their pit crew is A, I believe, so they might risk it. Yeah, they're going to risk it because this gives them the lead. So here we go, Rose. This is huge. 3, pit stop. Uh-oh, 5. 5 on the pit stop of A is 1 point, so they're going to come away with +3 for Rose. And Johnson, so far risking it's been good. Pit stop, 5 +1. Son of a gun, they take the lead, folks. So now Hill and Peterson are probably going to be forced to chance it somewhere later. Jones and Bennett are going to take the 0. They don't want to risk it. Victor's going to take the 0. Watson, this is Intmar. What is Intmar's pit? They're a C. They're going to risk it. This team needs to do something as they lost somebody out for their career, so they got to do something. Watson's a +3. This gives Watson a chance to be in the race. No, he's going to suffer an event of 2. See, that's why you don't gamble. Damn, Watson, he's a rookie. Oh no, that he was replacing a driver. 2 on F. Spins and slingshots, fiery wreck. D and F and 4. He is out for his career, so they lose another driver. Wreck. Out. Career. Wow, so they've lost a second driver, has Intmar, risking it. Now poor Klein has got to finish because his team demanded they push it. 3. He's going to be all right. It's a pit stop. Pit stop is 2 on, what would they, C? Intmar, I think, is a C. Oh, poor Intmar. Intmar C. And I rolled a 2. D and F. Oh, they lost both cars. There's an example. Oh my God, there's an example of why maybe you coast and don't risk it. Oh my God, Klein, who actually scored a driver, he scored a driver point, and they scored 6 constructor points last week. Klein now out. They lost both. One driver in a bad wreck. Grant is not going to risk it with a poor pit crew. Peters, this is Moam. This is much more interesting now because the strategic choice is C. All right, Moam's team knows they need to push. These two guys, their cars didn't finish last week, but they were okay. Moam's going to push it. Here we go. Moam's going to push. Oh, see what I mean? And 6. Oh, no. Peters may have just killed himself. Peters is a driver C. C, and I rolled a 6. Oh, +1. Car and driver are as 1, so he's in the zone, +3. So Peters now in the top of the pack for Moam. And Stevens, who had a good finish last week, 2. It's going to be a pit stop, 2. Uh-oh. Their pit stop is C, isn't it? Oh, D and F. So his car, engine or something explodes, and he's out. But boy, the risk keeps Peters, gives this team, Moam, a chance to win. All right, the gold helmet, he did not risk anything. Rector didn't risk anything on the qualifying. Rector has a D pit crew. They're not going to risk it again, right? And USAR, US Auto Racing, F pit crew, they're not going to risk it. Again, even if they can't win, finishing gives them a point in the constructors. And you don't want to keep killing drivers or wrecking cars. WRT has a C. They are going to risk going for the win. So poor teams that don't have a lot of money would do this to get through the season because you earn money per race that you finish. So again, you would just want to finish a race, and you can't avoid the pit stop or the finish. They're going for it. Andrews on F. No, Andrews is C. I forgot, he's a C. So definitely want to go for it. +1, so he's a, wow, +3. And O'Leary's an F. 5 on F is 0, so +2, but that worked for them. So look at this, folks. After 2 turns, we've got Hill and Peterson at +3. We got Rose and Johnson at +5. We got Jones and Bennett at +2. We got Victor at +2. We've got a wreck out, and we got another DNF. So Intmar out of the race. So sad. Grant just getting around the track, +0. We've got +5 for Peters. He's up here now battling these two. So we literally have these 3 cars, right, in the hunt as 1, 2, and 3 podium. Stevens did not finish. Smith and Devon, our gold helmet, this is our point leader. He's, again, he's been told by Rector, don't risk it on this track. And again, there are going to be tracks you're going to risk it, but this track is an A. It's put all these guys at F's and D's, so it's very dangerous. Jet didn't risk it. The USAR, US Auto Racing, after a miserable week last week, is not risking it. And WRT, remember, they finish a race. The teams, teams that finish a race get money. So there's going to be teams that just want to try to survive, just to score money, right, for next year, and they can hire better drivers, etc. And again, we have another. We have 1, 2. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 drivers knotted up at 5 points. So it's going to come down to a. Now we have no choice. Everyone must push and pit, and then there are teams that can pace here, and then we have everyone must push at the finish. So there's still a chance for those bad teams to lose out, right? So you're not guaranteed to finish a race, even if you choose, right? So there'll be some teams that are really good that just choose to wait until push and pace, right? These are team decisions. All right, Hill and Peterson have no choice. They're rolling F. They had a great qualifying. They chose to pace themselves on the start. Now they have no choice here. It's going to be 5 on F is 0, so +2. And they do have an automatic pit. Their automatic pit, is a 1. Hill on A is 0. Okay, so they get +2. I thought Hill was done because they have an A pit crew. Peterson, 5. 5 for him on F is 0, and their pit is 2. 2 on A is 0, so +2. So they're at 5. So now we have 7 cars tied at 5 so far. Okay, this is Beans. Beans has an A pit crew as well. They're going to go 2 is a pit stop. They have to do that anyway, and they're going to score 2. And remember, having an A pit crew is huge. Oh, and 1 is an event for Johnson, their rookie, F. He's an F. I rolled a 2. Slingshot, fiery wreck. He's out. Wreck, D and F, and he's out for... Let's roll the die. He's out for 5. He's an F. 5 is season. So there's another driver out of the season. So now we've only had 2 major wrecks with guys out, which is sweet. All right, Ebersol. Let's see what their pit is. Ebersol. This is the teams with bad pit crews have no choice now. B. They're going to be lumbered. So bad pit crew is something, as a team owner with money, you're going to want to rectify that by hiring a new pit crew in the off season as fast as possible. So we're looking at B for these guys. F for the roll. 6 is going to be +1. Their pit crew 1. Oh, and B is D and F. So there they would have scored 3. But their car breakdown. D and F for Jones, who was not leading. Bennett on an F. But at least they have 2 drivers in the race. They have a chance to finish. Oh, no, I rolled a 1. That's an event. The event is 3. His driver grade for Bennett. We may have another guy injured here. Bennett's driver grade is B. Oh, he's a stud. But I rolled a 3. B3 is track violation, hot dog. So they're going to come away with +2. So at least he stays in there and gets +2. So he's hanging in there for points in the standings. Okay, here we go. Gamut is C, pit. So the event first for him is he's an F driver, is 5. Pit is D and F. Damn, so his car's not going to finish. Grant, D and F breakdown. So his car cannot be put back on the track. That's too bad. That's Gamut. His lost a driver last week. Their car breaks down this week. We have a wreck out for Itmar and a DNF. Now we're on to Kingman. And Kingman, unfortunately, with an F driver, an F grade, and they're in a D pit, so they need to roll high. Nope, it's going to be an event 5. Oh no. Grant, all alone for Kingman, is a D driver. I rolled a D driver. I roll a 4. 4 is collides with the closest cars. All cars pit stop. Well, doesn't matter. We're doing pit stops for every team anyway, so it's going to be taken advantage of. So he's got a pit now. His pit is a C. 1, DNF. So his car is badly damaged. This is wreck, but it's not a fiery wreck, but he is out. So see, we're still seeing on those mandatory turns, we're still seeing guys wreck. We're still seeing cars not finish. Grant out again. All right, Peters. who is +5. He's one of the race leaders. This may be the team, though, that did not want to do this. Mo Am has got a C pit, so we need to roll high and then a pit. So he's going to score 1. The pit is 3. 3 is no, so +1, so +3. Holy cow, Peters is now threatening to win this race with 8 points, folks. His partner, Stevens, DNF. All right, here we go. Rector, this is where Rector chose not to be involved in, because they have a D pit crew. So Rector has a D driver. Oh, event 4. What is, this is our race, this is our gold helmet, Smith. His driver grade, Smith's driver grade is an A. Fortunately for him, I rolled a 4 on A. Is lost the line, 0. So he's going to get just his +2. We do still need to do the pit. And 4, his pit on this 4, their grade is a D, is 4. Lucky for him, he avoided. So he's going to get +2. Unfortunately, our gold helmet won't stay for long. But Devin is an F, and we're looking at 4 on F, 0, and his pit is 5 on C is 0. So +2 for Devin. So Rector having a good season so far. USAR's pit crew is F. Oh, these guys are doomed. And they're both, Jet is an F driver, 1. He's got an event anyway, 6. Jet's a C driver on a, and I rolled a 6. Driver and car are 1. Hot damn, +1. His pit is 3 on an F, is DNF. That's too bad. He was doing well there, and his car, he pushed it and his car engine blew up. Breakdown. That's what that tells me. He pushed. He actually was, car and driver are 1, and the engine blew on him. Damn, and that's what happens. Okay, Michael is a D in this race, and he's a event, 1. Oh no, Michael's out. Michael's going to be in deep trouble. He's a B driver. The car spins and hits the wall. Fiery wreck, DNF, so we had a wreck. Now I have to roll to see what happens to him. On the fiery wreck chart, Michael is a B, so this might help him. 6. Oh, thank God, he's okay. So they managed to race over to him and get him out of the wreck as it bursts into flames. They get him out. They hose him down, and he's okay. He waves to the fans as he trots off the track. Does Michael, but unfortunately that'll be the 2nd week in a row neither car finishes a race for U.S. Auto Racing. All right, here we go. Andrews is a C. And 6 on C is 2 points. Oh my God, Andrews is going to win a race. However, he still has to pit. 2 on the pit. Oh no, they think they have an F pit. No, they have a C pit for racing team. And I rolled a 2. Oh, did not finish. He was dominating. Breakdown. He would have been the race leader, folks. But again, he pushed it, and his car engine, his clutch, his transmission, something lost. And now we have O'Leary dead last on the world racing team. Is going to get a 6. He's going to score 1, but does not finish. Car breakdown. Again, they push it, and these cars late in the race, when you're pushing, these parts start to break down. And both these teams, nobody's hurt, nobody killed, but both weeks they have not been able to finish a race. So now we can coast, right, for some of these teams. Hill's at 5, Rose is at 7. Remember, we have to roll for finish, so teams are going to want to be careful not to push it when they don't have to. Okay, so we're going to do that. We're going to not push for most of these teams because it's so difficult. Remember, that's because this track is an A track, very hard. Peter's 0. And again, these teams with a poor pit crew, I'm definitely not going to risk it. So pit and pace got these teams that were forced to push on the pacing. Okay, so we're going into the big finish now with Hill at 5, Peterson at 5, Rose leading the race with 7, Bennett with 4. We have DNF here. I got to put a line so I don't. Right, out for season. Right, we do have Bennett with 4. Oh, these two guys out. Oh, we got 6, 7, 8. Oh, Peters is our race leader. Remember, I have to roll on this one. And then we have the Rector crew who just are trying to finish the race. They already have a lot of constructor points, and they already have a race leader gold helmet right here. So they just don't want to get knocked out of the race. So Hill and company have no choice. They have to roll. They're rolling on F. So can Hill finish another race? He was third last week on the podium. And he's going to roll a 1. I don't believe it. And the 1 is going to be 6 for him. He is an A driver. He's won Razor's Edge +2. He's going to score 4 in his final big finish. That's 7, 8, 9. He's going to score 9, folks. He has a shot to win this race. Peterson wants to avoid that 1. Oh, 3 for Peterson is a pit stop. 5 on the pit stop. A is +1. So Peterson's going to get 3. 6, 7, 8 +8. So again, the British Racing Motors kicking British BRM this is based on BRM, but this is Big Country. This is fictional, so it's not British, but well, it could be in the Big Country. They're over here racing. 9 and 8, man. Hill and Peterson are going to finish. Hill had a brilliant podium finish last week. He has a shot to win this, maybe. Rose, who was the current leader going into the big finish, and we're rolling F for him again. It's a hard track. 6. He's going to get +1, +3. So he's going to score 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He's leading with 10. So there right now we have 1 and 2 and 3. We're going to see how these last guys finish. Holy cow. Bennett is 4. He's racing on an F chart. 3. Bennett's going to score 3. Pit stop. 4 on his pit stop. Uh-oh. Ebersol's pit is B. Hallelujah. 4 is 0. So he's going to score 2. He's going to finish with 6 points. But he finished, folks. That's money for these guys. Then we had did not finish. Okay, we got Peters with 6, 7, 8. He has a chance to make this a photo finish against Rose. And he's rolling the F chart. He's going to get 4 on F is 0, so he's going to get +2. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He's going to create a photo finish between Peters and Rose, maybe. And our race leader, the gold helmet's going to come across with D. 6, son of a bitch, he's going to score 3. He's going to get 5 in the finish. And Devin on F is going to get 2. That's a pit stop. 5. What is their pit? This is a team that does not want to pit. D. 2 on D is a did not finish. Oh, so in the final big finish, Devin's car breaks down. His car breaks down, and they're done there. But Smith finishes for the team, scoring them some money and constructor points. So again, we ended up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 finishers. Last week, 6 finishers. So even with the big rule change, you can see we still get the excitement of wrecks and crashes, etc. Especially on these very dangerous and difficult tracks. Outstanding. So race number 2 is going to be, so we now have to look up, as we had a photo finish between Peters and Rose. Peters and Rose. We're going to look at a tiebreak is driver grade. All right, Rose's driver grade. Rose is an A, son of a gun, and Peters is a C. So it's going to be across the finish line. Rose first, Rose second, Peters. Second is Peters. Third will be Hill. So 2 podium finishes for Hill, as he has been third, and he's been third twice. So Hill is having a great year. 8. Their rookie, Peterson, who is in replacement, is actually going to come in 4th place. So they've got a new kid, Peterson, for BRM. So BRM's going to get 2. They're going to get some fat constructor points for this. Holy cow. And then we have 6, which is Bennett, comes in 5th. And then last but not least, we have the leader who won last race. He comes in 6th. Smith, the gold helmet, comes across with 5 points. So that's going to be Rose. We're going to give him his bonus. So Rose is going to score technically 14. Peters with a C is going to score 12. Hill is getting his 9. And then we have 8, 6, and Smith 5. So what I did to differentiate the difference, how did Rose win? I gave him his driver grade. A, which is equal to 4 points. So he beats Peters. Only do it for the tie racers. Right, Hill doesn't have a chance to add his to jump him. But between these two, we have to break up who wins the race. Rose wins it by 2. So if you were doing time increments, it gives you an idea. Is that 2 laps ahead? Was that 2 minutes ahead? Was that 20 seconds? Doesn't make any difference to me. I like thinking of it as a close finish. Maybe a car door, right? Anyway, Rose is going to get the victory. So his driver points, he's going to get 10 driver points. Peters is going to get 7 driver points. Hill is going to score another 5. So Hill's got 10 on the season. Peterson's going to get 3. Bennett 1. And Smith will score 0 driver points. Constructor points. Okay, Rose racing for Bings. They're going to get 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, and 5. And then unfortunately, there aren't any teams that finish in the money. Too many breakdowns, driver points. So now after 3, we've got Rose. Rose scored 0 last week, so Rose gets 10. Smith scored 0 this week. So Rose has 10, Smith has 10, Peters is brand new with 9, Hill has 10. Holy cow, we have 3 drivers locked up with 10 driver points. So the drivers' championship's tight right now with 3 drivers at 10. Bennett scored 1 last week, he scored 3, so he's at 4. Klein had his car break down, and again, Rose did not score last time. So it's getting close, man. Drivers' points. Fascinating. So I'm going to put total. So our DC, Rose with 10, Peters with 9, Hill with 10 in 2 races, Peterson with his, he's new, so he's going to have his 3. Bennett, who had 3 last week, has 4, and Smith is 10. So we have 3 drivers currently, after 2 races, fighting for the drivers' championship. Total constructors. Okay, Rose for BRM. BRM last week had 8, and he's going to have 8 this week. 16. No. Rose. It's not Rose. Rose is Bings. Bings. Last week, Rose scored 5. So this week, Rose with a win is going to have 15 constructor. Peters is racing 4. Where is he at? Peters is the new kid. Oh, no. Peters was around last week, but he didn't finish in the points. So this time, Peters is going to score 9 constructor points for his team. Hill last week scored 8 and 8, so they're at 16. So right now, I think BRM is winning the constructors. Peterson, who is a new kid on the block, I believe. Where is Peterson at? Yeah, I don't think Peterson's in here. That's right. Peterson is a rookie. And Peterson is racing 4. Where's he at? BRM. Holy shit. So BRM actually scored. Peterson is 4th. That's another 7. They're at 23 constructors. Wow. Thanks to Peterson, the BRM are at 23. They had 2 guys finish. Bennett racing for. Oh, is Bennett a new guy? No. He's racing for Ebsal. And Bennett had 7 last week. 6 this week, 13 points for Bennett. For the Ebsal. And Smith last week had 10. This week he's going to score 5, 15. So the drivers, the constructors championship, we got 3 drivers fighting for the championship. And we have BRM right now heads and shoulders above everybody else at 23, 2 at 15, and 1 at 9. Unbelievable. So far after 2, this is after 2. And this, of course, was Middletown. And again, Middletown was one of those races, it's so dangerous, so difficult, that many of these teams tried their damnedest to just get through the race, and boy, you can see it wreaks havoc. Luckily, no one was killed in this race. However, we did have a career injury, out for career. We had 2 guys. We had 1 guy who's knocked out for the season. We have a guy whose career has been lost in Watson. By the way, both those guys, Johnson, and out for career Watson, they were both replacement drivers, so they were brand new to the circuit, and their careers, one's out for the season, the other one's career is over. And there it is, folks. That is race number 2 in the Grand Prix Big Country season, tutorializing the brand new rules. Bye-bye.